Before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, ECD Wraps. Shout out to them for sending me the wrap. Also, use my discount code HunterOnTheBike15 at checkout for 15% off. So as you guys already know from the thumbnail and title of this video, we're going to be installing this ECD wrap on my Surron X Lightbeat today. So let's open this thing up and see what we got inside. Got some stickers right off the bat. Also on the box, this QR code right here is for the install information, so we'll be using that here in just a little bit. So let's take a look at the wrap. They sent me out the Bandana X graphic. Damn, it looks good. I also got it in matte. You can choose between matte and gloss, and on their website they got tons of different designs. They can even do custom stuff if you did want something custom. So go down in the link in the description for their website. Remember to use my discount code HunterOnTheBike15 for 15% off. So when you open up that how to install page, this is where you'll come to. What you'll need: 70-degree or warmer environment, squeegee optional, 70%, a rubbing alcohol to clean your bike, a hobby knife optional to trim up any loose edges, a hair dryer or heat gun to really get that adhesive stuck after you're done with the install, and time and patience. So as you scroll down right here, it shows you all the pieces, which one or what number, where they go, some notes, cleaning and prep, install steps. So let's get to it. Alright, it's actually the next day because I forgot that you had to let the graphic sheets lay flat for 1 to 2 hours. That way they're not rolling up on themselves when you take them out of that box. So it's the next day. I ended up putting one piece on, and I'm going to tell you guys how that went and what I did. So all I did was I used rubbing alcohol and paper towels to clean off this, make sure it's super clean. Applied the vinyl, just cut off the tiny bit of pieces that were hanging off of the edge, kind of pushed it down. After I'm completely done, I'm going to go around and really make sure everything's stuck down. I'm also going to heat it up, that way it really sticks itself to the bike. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on most of the pieces, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to put on a couple pieces from start to finish with you guys, so you can see what the process looks like. Alright, I'm back. So I got a bunch of it installed. It's actually the third day now. It takes a little bit longer than I expected. I'm super particular too. I want to make sure everything's lined up correctly and all that. But I have this entire side all put together, and this side I'm still working on. I actually had to take off my foot peg bracket because I have the rear brake installed. So that's blocking part of the swing arm and then part of this part of the frame as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to install this piece of vinyl right here, kind of show you guys what I've been doing, what's worked good for me so far. I also wanted to mention they do give you pieces for the battery. I think I'm going to leave them off just because I like the look of the black battery. That way you can really see the frame and it doesn't all blend together. So yeah, I'm going to install this piece. So that's this piece right here. It's a little bit more of a detailed piece. So the things you're going to need, they say it's optional to have a razor. I've been using it a lot because it's pretty hard to get everything exactly lined up. Even if you think you do, it's likely that one of the sides is going to be hanging off a little bit. So I've just been using this to trim off the sides that are hanging. Some paper towels, some rubbing alcohol, and the scissors. I've just been using the handle to press down the sides and corners and crevices and everything to make sure it's stuck to the bike good. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a paper towel, get some rubbing alcohol, wipe it down. The vinyl that ECD uses is super sticky, so I imagine it's going to be on there really good as long as you apply it correctly. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. They say it's optional to have a blow dryer or a heat gun as well. I definitely recommend it. You can heat up the vinyl, kind of stretch it in ways if you need to, as well as if you heat it up after, it just makes the adhesive super tacky. That way when it does dry or get cold again, it super sticks to the bike. So I've already went through everything and heated it. I'm going to go through one more pass of everything before I'm completely done, just to make sure all the adhesive has been heated up and is super stuck to the bike. I'm going to take this piece off. Some of the pieces do have really thin pieces as well, so you want to be kind of careful. Make sure you don't rip it. I don't know how easily it would rip. It's probably pretty hard to rip, but kind of mock it up. Make sure you know which way it's going to go. So I'm going to take this edge, line it up as close as I can. Close as I can to the weld, close as I can to that edge. Just kind of let everything else hang, but try not to let it stick to itself. Because like I said, it is super sticky. And then I've just kind of been working my way down. It does stretch and stuff too, so you can kind of work with it and push it around. And it will kind of move as you need it. Kind of take it up and re-stick it if you need to as well. It's not too hard, it's just a little time consuming if you're pretty particular about making sure it's all lined up, which you want to be, because you don't want there to be any creases. You want it to have a clean look, and you want it to stick well to the bike so it lasts long term. There we go. So we got that piece stuck down for the most part. Take your scissor handle or whatever else, kind of soft or plastic material, kind of rub it, make sure it's all pushed down in the corners too. So that little part right there is kind of lifting, so I'm going to take the hair dryer, heat it up a little bit. You can kind of see it gets hot and gets a little more flexible. You can push it down. Now that we've got it all pushed down, we're going to grab our razor blade. What I've been doing is using my finger, kind of going around the edges, see if there's any edges that are hanging off. Right there's a little bit of an edge, so I'll take the razor, just shave off a sliver. And this will just help prevent from it peeling up, especially if your bike gets dirty or anything and some dirt gets under there and it starts to peel up. And then after that, you're all good with the cutting and applying the vinyl. You're going to take your hair dryer, go over it slowly on a pretty high heat, and just make sure it's real warm. You can kind of touch it too. If it's warm, that's a good sign. And go back down, kind of press it down. And then I'll do one last pass going around, making sure everything is sticking. And that's how to install one of the pieces. Like I said, if you don't have a foot brake, you're not going to have to take your foot peg bracket off for this piece. I didn't want to film the whole thing because it took a few hours, but I'm going to get this last piece installed off camera, and then I'll show you guys the entire bike and what the wrap looks like out in the sun and everything all complete. Alright, so I got the wrap completely put on. It looks super nice. I got it out in the sun for you guys to see. It's crazy. I'm really happy with the outcome. Shout out ECD Wraps. Use my discount code HunterOnTheBike15 for 15% off. Takes a little bit to install, but super nice, and it's really stuck on there. I feel like it's going to last a long time. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.
Construction, a risky business of going against the grain. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man.